Okay, so this is I want to talk. Obviously, have spoilers. This is gonna be part two to my other video I talk about in One Piece, and that video we're gonna talk more about the reveal of Oden in chapter 1007, and this kind. Okay, so here is my biggest issue with the whole thing is that you have to understand when we have so many already powerful and characters on the field in Wano, for example, Black Maria, Nico Robin, Sasaki, Frankie, Jinbei, Who's Who, Nami, and Pepe, and so on. You have so many, and Chopper, and Queen, and Marco, and King. You have all these characters, and then you bring up again a super powerful character that is Oden. And I think this is already too much. I think it's too much to have this kind of character come back, because you have to understand this is the first time, first time ever in a long time. Sorry, long time, when we have a chance to see Nico Robin, Chopper, and Brook, and Jinbei have a chance to fight somebody strong. But if Oda come back, and if this is the real Oda, I think he's some kind of cyborg. I don't think he's the real one. If it's the real one, and we have Sanji probably, and Spearu, we have Yamato, something totally new, probably will fight against Jack, the big mammoth guy. And for me, it's almost like you take a smaller, like a rock band, and you bring them up on the big stage and let people hear some music that is not mainstream, that is very underground. And then you some second later you say, oh, here is Metallica, here is Slipknot, here is Black Sabbath. I think so. This is my problem, is that you take away the chance for Nico Robin, for Chopper, and Frankie to stay longer in the spotlight. I think it's most important. I think it's also a bit changed my mind, is that I think right now it's more important if you first see this character fight, like Frankie, Frankie, Sasaki, Jinbei, Who's Who, Black Maria, Nico Robin, and Brook, all of them, and Chopper, all of them fight first. Then after these fights, all these fights is over, then we can go to Kaido again and Big Mom. But I think because now is the biggest chance for this character to shine, just let them shine and let them do their work. Do not take it away. Do not bring up a character that is super popular and destroy everything. And this is the reason why I'm a bit scared in that situation, is because it's so hard in One Piece to have an arc that is open for all of the characters in the Straw Hat Pirates. Often in the arc is like Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. Most Luffy then Zoro. And I think they always take the spotlight for every arc and every chapter. And now you have the chance. Now you have the chance to see what Chopper can do against a left-hand commander of the Jonko, and you have the chance now. And this is what I mean. I really mean this is so important that we don't bring up one more strong character as Oden and destroy everything. And I think this is the problem I have. I think so this is that is a problem. I don't want to see a character that is obviously much stronger than the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates, come back. It's almost like almost like you bring back a white bear or again. It's almost like that situation. And it feels like you don't really need Odin again. Odin should be dead. He should be dead, and you should find his son and his daughter should take his mantle and continue as to work with open up Wano again. I think it's really like it's almost like that. I never like to see characters that should be dead come back to life again. I don't care what the reason is. I just think it's much better to see new things happen in the story, and especially right now because it's I think because the character we see right now fighting as strong characters are characters very not so much we see them have a chance to fight strong characters because the other three members in the Straw Hat Pirates always take the spotlight in that kind of position and this kind of thing. So that is I think the only problem I have is that it's just that I really do not want to see that. I understand that many people are fanboys to Oden, Kozuki Oden. I really understand that they are fanboys, but you have to understand that sometimes you have to let a character that is not as popular have a chance in the spotlight. Because One Piece is a big world. You have many interesting characters, but because when you have lots of characters, and then you just bring up one popular character, and everybody forget the rest of them, and is focusing on one that is popular, then the other you will never learn about the other characters. And that is not just in One Piece. It's not just in mangas or in comics. Even for example, in video games. For example, take example For Honor, and you take everybody gonna play the samurai or they're gonna play the Vikings and you have some special favorite in each of the factions. But because they are popular, but you forget all of the rest of them. And this is what I mean, is that really, I think is super important, is that we first see Chopper, Black Maria, Nico Robin, Jinbei and Sasaki, Jinbei Who's Who, and Frankie and Sasaki, and have first finished their fight. Do not jump over them. I do not want to see them jump over any fight. I think this was really bad that they jump over like Carrot and Spiro's fight. I mean that is the problem here, is that they jump over some fights that maybe are very interesting to see, but because they are not as popular as the rest of the members, they just jump over them to save time. But if we just see a fight like in Jinbei and we just see the starter fight and then we jump over that, for example in Black Maria, Nico Robin and Black Maria, it was a start chapter, and then it was 2 chapters later when it happened nothing. We see nothing more of that part, and that is I feel like they jump over something and then you see, okay, we bring up a strong character and then we go there right there in the situation. And I think that, for me personally, that is the problem, is that you have lots of character already in the battlefield, and you have a big idea for them to meet who they're gonna fight and so on, and then for some reason just give them a very short battle cut. And then they jump over back again to the main popular characters, and they have the whole scene for themselves. You have to understand that is a bit strange that we have 3 chapters with Monkey D. Luffy, Killer, Law, Zoro, and Kid fighting Big Mom and Kaido. 3 chapters, totally for themselves. But we just get 1 chapter with Nico Robin and Black Maria and Brook, and then 2 chapters nothing. And that is same for Jinbei. It's so long, and same for Chopper. And this is so that is the problem I have. I think it's just do not bring back character that is not gonna work. I think, and that is just for me. Like we have so many characters already. We have so many powerful characters already. We don't need one more powerful character. It's totally unnecessary. We know that Monkey D. Luffy and Zoro, Law and Killer and Kid probably will have very hard time to defeat Big Mom and Kaido because they are super strong together. It's not both of them are emperors. Same for Luffy, but they are much more experienced emperors in battle situations than Luffy because they are older and they have lived longer and all these kind of things. But yeah, so I think, and then you have the Topolopos, all the Topolopos. Then you have all the calamities. You have already all. Then you have one. So you already have super lots of. You have like totally you have maybe 7. I think 7 members. That is one is an ex-member of White Papyrus. That's Marco. Was his right-hand man. Then you have King and you have so many powerful characters already on the battlefield. And now you have a chance. I think the coolest thing with chapter 7, chapter 107, absolutely was when Chopper smacked Queen in the face when Queen was transformed to a Brachiosaurus. And I think that is so cool that we see a Chopper fighting against Calamity. That's super cool. It's awesome to see if Chopper defeats Queen, because I think nobody will expect that if Chopper defeats Queen, because everybody looks down on Chopper because he's not Zoro, he have not katana swords, he's not green hair, or he's not this. And this is what I want to see. I want to see Chopper defeat Queen. Obviously, that maybe too much to ask, but if Chopper defeats Queen, that means everybody gonna respect Chopper after this. Okay, obviously Chopper will have help in some sense with Marco, but Marco have to fight against King, and King can fly, Marco fly, so they are perfect counter to each other. So if Chopper and Queen fight, and Chopper defeat Queen with some tactics like raw strength, they are perfect match for each other as enemies. Like you have Chopper is the medicine man. He used medicine to help. He's the doctor. He's the doctor on the ship. Then you have Queen, that is the Queen the Plague. You understand what I mean? The doctor, the plague. You have the one want to kill people with poison and do horrible things with his poison weapons, and the other one want to save people, and it's going to be perfect. So if the doctor can defeat the poison guy, the Queen, I think they're going to be amazing. So that is what I'm really praying for, is to see a real fight with when I say fight, I do not just mean with the fist. I mean with tactics, like Chopper's tactics, Queen tactics, and see them to fight each other. This is what I really want to see. That's going to be super cool to see that fight to the end. So we see Chopper defeat Queen, and this kind of thing. That's what I really want to see. And then also I want to see more about Nico Robin and Black Maria's battle, and then obviously more about Jinbei and Who's battle, and then more about Frankie's and Sasaki's battle, and Nami and what's the other guy? Nami and Pepe and Nami and Pepe and Ulti, sorry, and Momo and other characters, because then when we see all of these characters, and then we see Yamato and Jack. I think that is so cool to see Yamato and Jack fight, But I think this see all the characters fine, but to see Chopper defeat a Calamity is gonna be huge. Gonna be huge to see that. It's almost like you see. It's almost like you see. We say, for example, as you say, it's almost to see like Bilbo killed the Balrog. It's almost like that high. That never happened, but if that happened, it's almost like that situation with Queen and Chopper. Is that to see this? It should not even be possible for Chopper to defeat Queen. Queen is much high bounty. Queen is have much more powerful in his weapons, so that should not be possible. But if that he defeat in some way he defeats Queen, is I think that I probably want to see this more, and I want to see the Rocks Pirates background right now, because they should be so cool. But that probably will destroy all of this is if Odin come back and Odin gonna fight Queen and King and destroy everything, and that I don't want to see, because we have a chance right now to see something very special that we're probably not gonna see for a long time again. Maybe 100 chapters, 200 chapters later, then maybe we see Chopper fight against what's that guy? Franco Pizarro of the Blackbeard Pirates, or Katarina Devon, or this kind of character. But this is much later, and I think it's so important that we give these characters a chance right now to fight their strong opponents, and they don't always need help. I think that is the problem here, that we think because we don't see them as important or as strong as Zorro or Monkey D. Luffy or Sanji, we always think they need to be rescued, and I think that is the wrong approach, because I think absolutely Yamato can absolutely handle Jack herself. Obviously going to be difficult, but she can handle Jack. And I think absolutely Black Maria, absolutely Nico Robin and Brooke can handle Black Maria, no problem. I think absolutely Chopper can. I don't say that will be easy at all, but I say he can. I think he can defeat Queen. He just have to use his mind, much more his brain, and his tools to defeat Queen. Because if we're gonna just use his muscle, then he will lose, because Queen is much stronger. So you just have to use his brain to defeat Queen. Yeah, I think it's almost like Goliath and David and Goliath. It's almost like that situation with Chopper and Queen in some sense, and some sense not. Yeah, and this kind of thing. So I think that it should be so cool if that happened, and they just let Chopper defeat Queen himself, and let Marco fight King, and let them fight. And maybe Queen and King and Marco flies away and start to fight somewhere else in the place, and let Queen and Chopper be alone when they fight, and show Chopper's all tactics he have learned from the whole journeys against Queen, and so on. Yeah, this is just that is just what I want to see for the next few chapters that will come. Obviously there's a break next week, but after the break I hope they continue the fight with Queen, and then we see more about Nico Robin and Black Maria and so on, and the other characters. And after all of this, then we can come back to Monkey D. Luffy and the others on the roof when they fight Big Mom and Kaido, and this kind of thing. And yeah, so Kozuki Oden is probably I think probably is a cyborg, some kind of inspiration of a cyborg or this kind of thing. Because of this, when the CP0 they discuss something, and there was when they talk about when they have Kaido in captivity, they Vegapunk try to do something to find, like do some experiment to find like a copy of his devil fruit, like uh, about Kaido's devil fruit, the mythical fish no mi devil fruit, that fruit, and try to replicate it in some ways, like clone it with some kind of situation. And when they say they fail, and then in Punk Hazard with Caesar Clown, there was an explosion, all this kind of thing. Yeah, so, and I think they have succeeded in some ways. So they have probably bring back Oden, but Oden is almost like a very powerful zombie slave in some sense, like if you can say that. Like I don't know even, but there's some kind of zombie slave, but much more. He looks much more like a real human, and he have much higher brain cells than a zombie, and he has same tactic where he in some ways they can control him far away. The government can control him in some way, but when people see Oden, they don't recognize that it's the fake. I think that is the whole thing, is that the reason why they disband the Shippukais is because of they can right now they're just gonna bring back strong characters, gonna work for the world government, and so that can be a possibility. That I still hope that the final opponent is the Five Elders to destroy Pyre, but there can also be a possibility that the final opponents is Goldie Roger, Whitebeard, and Oda. Like they just bring back your strong characters to life again, like almost like living zombie cybernetic things to fight for them. For example, there is a reason, for example, why the Five Elders are so old, because they live so long. They have maybe are not human anymore. They just the copy of themselves. Like for example, like they're already dead, but the essence of them is in the machine, and that machine is transformed to them. Like they're gonna like a copy, like a mirror copy of them. So they should look like exactly like the Five Elders, but the Five Elders died a long time ago. That is just the bone, the skeleton of them, if you can say like this kind of thing, skeleton, and the shell and the skeleton. So I think that can be a possibility that they do like this. They just take. There is a reason why they don't need Shippukais anymore, because they just know how to bring back a powerful character back from the dead to life again, take power, control them. And yeah, if you have Whitebeard on your side, and you have Oden on your side, and you have Goldie Roger on your side, and maybe you even have how is that guy, Rock Dieselbeck on your side. If Rock Dieselbeck is not Monkey D. Dragon, because I think they are the same character, but if that is not the case, that you have that on the side, and so you have super powerful characters. And it's like, so then you don't need the Shippukais, because you have this kind of powerful character on your side. And that I think this is where I think maybe will happen, is that it's him, the highest ranked leader over the whole world government, the whole, like everybody, the highest one, him, is that maybe that is his power, is that he can bring back dead people and control them, because that we don't have see that yet as a devil fruit, that is a super mythical like necromancer devil fruit that bring back people to life, and then just everybody, even if they are dead like billions of years ago, you can bring them back to life again and just use them as his warrior puppets, and this kind of thing. So that is just if I just give my speculation for hymns, if him have a devil fruit, I think that is the necromancer devil fruit I think he's gonna use. If you have to see, I think like that, you see Monkey D. Luffy fight against Goldie Roger, and because Goldie Roger was the ex-gold king of the pirate, and then you want to find the future gold king of the pirate fight against each other. And there can also be a possibility that Goldie Roger have exactly the same devil fruit as the Monkey D. Luffy have, the Gum no Mi, the Gummy devil fruit. They have the same one, because the first chapter ever with Monkey D. Luffy is that when Shanks and his team, the Red Hair Pirates, was on the island, on the Kokiyoshi Island, I think it was the name. They have a chest with them. In the chest, there was the devil fruit. So that is the first devil fruit we ever see in the manga. And then Monkey D. Luffy eat it, and because he doesn't know what the devil fruit was then, he just eat it because he was hungry. So that can be a possibility, because we know if the character die, the devil fruit come back to life again. And it can be absolutely possible that when Golden Roger was executed in the executioner square in the world government, he tell them before he go there to the executioner, because he was not taken there, he would go free will to be executed, because he said he have seen everything for some reason and this kind of thing. And then he was executed, and then can possibly they had the devil fruit with them, the fruit that was similar to the devil fruit, and just take them back again, because they know that is one of the most powerful devil fruit ever, was the Gongon no Mi fruit. And then they come to this place, and Monkey Luffy eat that fruit. So that it's possible they at Golden Roger have exactly the same fruit as Monkey D. Luffy, and so on. And then we have the other powerful character, for example, as Rock Lee Beck, that Golden Roger fight with Carp, is that it probably can control the weather, and the same we speculate that Monkey D. Dragon also control the weather. So I always think they are the same person. Rock Lee Beck and Monkey D. Dragon are the same person, and just because for some reason he has changed his name and go undercover and go with the revolutionary. Because if you look at this, if you look at the Rocks Pirates and you look at the revolutionary, they have very similar idea. Both of the mission is to defeat the world government, and especially defeat the Gorosei and the Celestial Dragons. And it can also be possible that Rock Lee Beck, aka Monkey D. Dragon, was one of the king or the prince from the older kingdoms, and they just have something that, and they want to seek their revenge. Because I think that can be a possibility that he is just a huge villain, Monkey D. Dragon, and he has changed his name and all this kind of thing, and this kind of thing. So that is just one speculation for the whole thing. And